The story begins with a hunting party moving across the wild tundra. One of the hunters kneels down, picks up fresh animal dung, smells it carefully, then rubs it over his face and body. The others do the same, masking their human scent so the prey won't detect them. Quietly, they move forward. Soon, a massive herd of wild bison appears ahead. At the leader's signal, the hunters charge, shouting loudly to drive the animals forward. Instead of attacking directly, they force the herd into panic. The frightened bison instinctively change direction, not realizing a steep cliff lies ahead. Unable to stop their momentum, many plunge into the abyss below. Suddenly, one powerful bull resists. It charges toward the hunters and attacks. In the chaos, it grabs a young hunter and drags him toward the edge. The young hunter is Keita, the son of the tribe's chief. The furious bull refuses to release him and pushes him dangerously close to the cliff's edge. His father rushes forward and throws a spear, striking the animal, but the beast's strength sends Keita falling over the cliff. Miraculously, he grabs onto a rock. Father shouts at him to hold on, but Keita's grip weakens. After struggling desperately, he loses strength and falls onto a small ledge below, disappearing from sight. Believing his son is dead, the chief is devastated. He tries to climb down to save him, but the tribe members pull him back. Deputy chief reminds him that he must survive for the tribe. Winter is coming and they still need their leader to guide them home. The story takes place 20,000 years ago in Ice Age Europe, where survival depends entirely on hunting and unity. The tribe gathers the fallen bison from below the cliff to prepare for the harsh winter ahead. The chief repeatedly calls out for Keita, hoping for a miracle, but there is no response. Though his heart is broken, he accepts what he believes is his son's death. With trembling hands, he creates a simple stone marker in memory of Keita. Then, with deep sorrow, leads the tribe back toward their homeland. Not long after they leave, Keita stirs. He is alive. Weak and injured, he slowly realizes his desperate situation. Alone on the cliffside, surrounded by wilderness, he cries out for his father, but no one answers. Keita attempts to climb down the cliff, but his injured ankle causes unbearable pain and he nearly slips into the abyss below. Fear overwhelms him. Rain begins pouring from the sky, and water rushes into the river beneath the cliff. With no other choice, he closes his eyes and leaps into the stream. Miraculously, he survives. After crawling to shore, drinks water and gathers strength. Using a stick, he painfully resets his injured ankle and ties it tightly for support. Slowly, he returns to the place where his father once stood. The tribe is gone. Only a small pile of food remains left behind by his father. The realization crushes him. He is completely alone in the vast wilderness. While struggling to survive, Keita suddenly encounters a pack of wolves. Panic sets in, and he tries to run despite his injured leg. He climbs a tree just as the wolves attack. One wolf is wounded during the struggle. The pack circles the tree through the night, but eventually leaves by morning. Only the injured wolf remains behind, unable to move. Keita climbs down with a spear, preparing to kill it, but as he looks into the wolf's fearless eyes, he hesitates. He sees something familiar. Both of them are alone, abandoned, fighting to survive. Instead of killing it, Keita frees the wolf from its suffering and carries it to shelter, choosing compassion over fear. Keita tries to start a fire but fails, forcing him to endure the freezing night. The next day, he finds remnants of tools left by earlier travelers. He gathers herbs, crushes them, and treats both his own wound and the wolf's injuries. When the wolf frees itself from its restraint, Keita is afraid but remains calm. He offers it water and even removes worms from its wound, feeding them back as food. Gradually, the wolf begins to trust him. When Keita hunts a rabbit, the wolf attempts to take it, but Keita asserts dominance and keeps control. That night, under the bright stars, Keita shares his thoughts aloud, speaking to the wolf about his longing to return home. Keita confesses that he wants to return to his tribe, but doesn't know if he can survive the journey. After days of recovery, both he and the wolf grow stronger. Keita decides it's time to head home before winter arrives. He attempts to leave the wolf behind, but the animal refuses to abandon him. From that moment, they travel together. Keita names the wolf Alpha. While crossing open land, Alpha helps hunt a wild boar by driving it toward Keita. However, Keita hesitates, and the hunt fails. His leadership weakens in Alpha's eyes. Still, when Keita calls out, Alpha follows. Slowly, a partnership forms between them. Over the following days, Keita and Alpha develop strong teamwork. Their hunting becomes more successful and their bond deepens. At night, Alpha curls beside Keita, sharing warmth against the cold. In the mornings, Alpha leads him to water and food. One evening, Alpha catches a large fish and they share the meal peacefully. Suddenly, another wolf pack appears. The leader approaches aggressively. Keita prepares for danger, but Alpha steps forward calmly. Recognizing Alpha as one of their own, the pack leader backs away and leaves. Keita realizes Alpha once belonged to them. Seeing this, he encourages Alpha to rejoin his family, believing that being with one's kind brings true happiness. Alpha looks at Keita one last time before disappearing into the darkness with the pack. Alone again, Keita continues his journey, feeling the emptiness deeply. Fate soon intervenes. While crossing a frozen lake, he slips and falls into icy water. Struggling desperately, he begins to lose strength. Suddenly, Alpha reappears. The wolf attempts repeatedly to to break the ice but fails. In a final effort, Kita uses his knife to break through, and Alpha pulls him to safety. Exhausted and freezing, Kita collapses beside Alpha. This time Alpha chooses not to leave. Their bond has grown stronger than instinct. As they continue through worsening weather, a fierce storm approaches. Suddenly, a large black panther appears from the darkness. Alpha immediately jumps forward to defend Kita. The fight is brutal, and Alpha is overpowered. Just as the panther prepares to deliver the final bite, Kita draws his bow and shoots it down. The danger ends, but Alpha collapses from his injuries. Kita rushes to him, holding him close and keeping him warm beside the fire. From that moment, their connection is unbreakable. They are no longer just survivor and animal, they are family. After many hardships, Kita discovers ancient stone markers left by earlier tribes. Following their direction, he realizes home is near. However, the storm grows stronger and Alpha becomes too weak to walk. Refusing to abandon his friend, Kita carries Alpha across mountains and valleys through day and night. Finally, they reach the tribe. The people are shocked to see Kita alive. Exhausted, he collapses. When he awakens, he discovers that Alpha has given birth to pups. She had been pregnant all along. Despite everything, she chose to bring Kita home first. The tribe is deeply moved by Alpha's loyalty. Perhaps this moment marks a turning point in history. Once, humans and wolves were enemies in the wild. Now, they stand beside each other. Over time, this bond will grow stronger. The wolves that chose to trust humans will eventually evolve into what we now call dogs. Thousands of years later, people cherish these companions without knowing how it all began. It started 20,000 years ago with one injured boy and one brave wolf who chose trust over fear.